Best friends anyone have. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Room Bar. I'm Holden, that's Lauren, and we have a +1 tonight. And every night now for the foreseeable future. But I did start a little early, so I'm going to let some people get into here. You want to take your phone off the interwebs?
Oh, I guess I can do that.
And I'm thirsty. Oh, I'm so thirsty. This is some soda.
Oh, one person's here.
That's me.
Oh, that's depressing.
Oh, I suppose I should post it on Instagram. I posted it on normal Instagram, but I did not post a link on my story, which I sometimes do. So I'll get some extra people here. There's some people filing in now. Obviously, I'm early. But hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Bourbon Bar. I'm Holden. That's Lauren. We got a baby on the floor. Not on the floor. Kind of on the floor.
She's upset.
So let's get down to business. To defeat the hunt. So what we're going to be doing today, it's been a long time, first of all. Let's not...
It's been 6 weeks.
Skip that. It's been... And what was it? It says 6 or 7?
This is 6 weeks of having her.
Yeah, but did we live stream the week before having her?
I don't remember. I thought that the last live stream we said, oh, if we stop randomly live streaming, it's because we had a baby. And then we didn't live stream the next week.
Maybe.
She seems upset.
Yeah, there's a good chance you guys are going to be hearing some crying throughout the live stream. You're just going to have to bear with us because that's going to happen from time to time. But almost done here. And then I can go ahead and give you guys my undivided attention like you deserve. All one of us, which I think might be me.
Oh, that's really sad. That's just embarrassing. But we also are 5 minutes early.
But you know, live stream for a while, people go do other things.
I don't know what the heck's happening over here.
Bloody murder. All right, here we are. Boom, boom, pressing all the buttons. Okay, so we are officially back. It has been 6 weeks at least since the last time we live streamed. I have had a lot of whiskey since then and a child. You can see her face.
I'm trying not to. Well, we know
we have some poop on the live stream here. So we do have she's still kind of a newborn daughter. Her name is Claire Renee Tilot.
She's upset because apparently she's got a shit right now.
Yeah,
we apologize.
We've elected not to put her face really on the interweb because people are messed up. Not anyone who would be here normally, but people who wouldn't be here. Yeah, I mean, it's available to everyone. So we're not going to show her face here on the internet, but what we are going to do is let you guys know that she is beautiful and healthy and happy.
Hi.
You can see her little hands. But yeah, so we're going to have a baby for the next foreseeable future, probably in the live stream. And then eventually one day she'll be running around and who knows, maybe she'll even drink on the live stream 21 years from now.
Oh.
But the Claire show, I like that. But
get her a little onesie that says that.
True, that'd be cute. Welcome back, everyone. Peter White's in the chat says, "Please, crying is not a deal breaker." Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
You know what? Let's be honest. It's not like I haven't cried on the live stream before from laughing, but.
And then he says the Claire show, which I think is absolutely adorable. So, yeah, we're gonna get into all the things that we've been doing the last 6 weeks and how having the baby was and all that kind of stuff. Oh yeah, and it's a girl. I think actually I posted the week after we had her that we weren't going to be live streaming. And I think I announced at that time that her name and that she was a girl and all that stuff. But we got some new whiskey and we're going to get that stuff rolling before we get into the rest of it. So Lauren can finally drink which is fantastic news, which means she gets to try my latest beer, which actually, have I had on the channel? I don't think I have.
Are you sure?
I mean, last year I probably did, but what Lauren's going to be having is a maple walnut brown ale that Casey and I actually brewed together. When I first was drinking this, it was a bit too sweet. In fact, it was really sweet, and I didn't quite love it. And then as we kind of left it sit in the keg for a bit, I pulled a couple glasses out of it, and it got so much better. And I think what happened is some of that syrup settled to the bottom of the keg, and then as we were drinking through it, it got less and less. And now it's like the perfect mix between somewhat sweet and really just good beer flavor. And the nuttiness comes through a lot on it. I've given this to numerous people, including non-beer drinkers, in the last couple of weeks because I started playing poker again. And a lot of them are saying it's fantastic. Some of them are saying it's the best beer they've ever had, ever. Those are the non-beer drinkers, but still, I'd like to say it's pretty damn good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good, eh?
Mm-hmm.
It's like super like roasty and like nutty and almost like coffee-y. Like it
But
kind of
not
like,
like
but not
pungent like coffee.
Yeah, not like bitter or anything. And then it has just that slight tang of maple sweetness in it. And it it works so well. But it lagered, and it's an ale, so I know obviously it's not supposed to lager per se, but it was in the keg at 30 whatever degrees for, I want to say, since Thanksgiving-ish. So 3 months maybe. And it's beautiful. So I think next year I'll have to brew it earlier and then keep it in a keg for a bit and then drink it.
Okay, you're supposed to be drinking whiskey.
I know. That's so good though, and I'm dieting, so like I haven't been drinking beers on Fridays when everyone else is.
I haven't been drinking beers at all.
So that is delicious. For whiskeys that we've got a plethora. So we picked up this guy when Lauren and I were actually buying a couch or selling a couch or something like that. The Jack Daniel's Heritage Toasted Barrel. That one's new. Then we have this one, which is the Glendronach Ode to Ember, which is actually a peated. I told Lauren
to buy that because I liked the box.
Well, I bought it because
then he Googled it.
It's a nice box, and then it's also peated and it's limited edition. It's all the stuff, which is a sherry finish, something or another, peated. It's super nice. I'll read more about these as I'm getting into it. I'm not going to blind them, even though I kind of really, really want to blind them. I'm not going to blind them because they're all kind of really different. So I don't know if blinding them would really pay. We're also going to be drinking the new Lagavulin 11-year Sweet Peat. I didn't even know what this was. I hadn't seen a single review, no press releases, no nothing about it. Then I was at Woodman's, and of all places, who does not have usually a very extensive Scotch collection. And this was sitting on a shelf for like $50, and I'm like, how can I not? Limited edition Lagavulin for $50? Hell yeah. Then we have the Lafroig 10-year, which I got from my parents for Christmas. And this is just their normal staple 10-year release. And then last but not least, we have the Ardnahoe Cask Strength. This is the 5-year-old cask strength, kind of like the inaugural release, but at cask strength, which again, saw it on the shelf at Total Wine. I didn't really know. I mean, I'm not super into
No, we were
the
looking
news.
we were looking for whiskeys for our fathers for Christmas, and the guy was like, "Oh,
no.
Yeah.
That was the other. That was this Ardnahoe.
Oh,
That's the inaugural release. This is a cask strength.
When did we get that one?
That was the one that I picked up.
And I was pissed off in the car.
Yeah. Why? Oh yeah, she was hangry. She was really mad about food.
No, I was mad because you were blaming me for the reason we hadn't eaten yet. But the reason we hadn't eaten was because we didn't know where to go because of your diet. But I was getting blamed for it, so I was upset.
That's not entirely true. I knew where I wanted to go, but she didn't want that. So.
Yeah.
And then she yelled at me for not deciding what she wanted for her.
That's not true. I would have told you what I wanted. I couldn't go there.
Anyway, so these are the ones we're going to be working through tonight. I'm going to pull them off the counter so that
I was using it to block her head.
So that we can see.
It's too much work to hold her down. It's just kind of blocking my head. It's okay.
We could have got the diaper changing thing and actually just put it under the bar, and then she could have had a little cubby in there. What? Act like that's not a good idea. It's like perfect. It's like made. It's baby size.
Okay, next time.
Anyway, so obviously I'm starting with the bourbon because this is the bourbon bar, and it's not peated, which means if I drink peated first, it's probably going to fuck up my palate for the rest of them. Small pours today because we're only live streaming for an hour. I have a huge Calculus 2 exam tomorrow, and I was studying before this, and I need to keep studying after this. And also, I'm on a very strict diet, which means I can't eat and drink a bunch of calories. But this is the Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Heritage Barrel. This is a toasted barrel. How many times can they put barrel on this label? I don't know. Handmade barrels, barrel making process, low char barrels. Yeah, heritage barrel. They got a lot of barrels on this bottle, but it's 100 proof, limited edition Jack Daniel's. Let's get it on the nose. Honestly, it is super banana-y. Like, one of the most banana-y Jack Daniel's that I've had. It's super, like, sweet and, like, candied oak presence on the nose. It is very rich smelling. I mean, it smells very, very rich. Very dark and viscous. And honestly, it smells like one of the best Jack Daniels I've had, personally. I haven't had a lot of Jack Daniels. In fact, I believe this is my first bottle of Jack Daniels at all that I've owned, which is even crazier. Let's get on the palate. Sweet, really dark notes, red fruit, brown sugar, chocolatey, a bit of caramel. What the hell is a caramel?
You just had one sip. How are you already drunk?
No, that's really good. It's super dark and red fruity on the palate. The banana kind of falls away a little bit on the palate, but it is really good. That is, and it was, what did I pay for this? $50, $60?
It wasn't a lot.
It was cheap. I remember it being cheaper than expected, you know? And then I actually see this around a lot now, so maybe it's not as special, but it's still very good. Robin Whiting is here, says cheers all. Robin, welcome to it. Cheers to you. Derek Whiting is also here, says cheers everyone. Derek, cheers to you. Peter White says, a live stream from the delivery room would have been epic.
Oh.
Imagine me with a fucking bottle of whiskey sitting there and all you hear is, ah!
I don't think I ever made that noise. Did I? I don't think I made that noise.
I forgot to say, Peter, welcome to it. You did make some screaming noises, but Dan Bino says very good beer. Hey, thank you, Bino. Yes, Bino also tried the beer. He said he liked it. The Jack Daniel Heritage is a solid bottle. That it is. And I've had the other Jack. I've had some other like Jack Daniel's limited releases, but this is the first one I've owned and been able to sit with, and it's so good. Derek Whiting says that Ardnaho is very good. That Jack Daniel's is excellent, but I'm starting with Bardstown Ferrand, which is also a very good pour that I've had from you. You don't work today?
No.
I thought you said that he had off on Thursday.
He does have off on Thursday. He has a funky schedule now. He gets home randomly throughout the day.
Ah. Well, cheers to you. Enjoy the front.
He's going to watch our child next week, Tuesday.
Hmm.
You have to pick her up. In case you're wondering.
Okay. Peter says, I think the Jack Daniel's Heritage is a core bottle now. Really? Dang.
We did see the one after looking for it for a while and then randomly saw a bunch of other ones.
Yeah, so I hadn't seen it. It came out and it was out for probably like a month or two. Like I'd seen on the internet. Hadn't seen a single bottle. Then all of a sudden I found one at a liquor store.
Down in like central Wisconsin.
Yeah, and then I was like, hell yeah. And I bought it.
We went to a place to get this whiskey that we have never been to before. We even got to look at a cutesy downtown.
Yep.
Yeah. But I don't remember was that West Bend?
West Dallas?
West Dallas. Yes. No. West Dallas is where Ope is. It was West Bend.
Yeah, sure, West Bend.
West Bend.
Somewhere over there. Yeah, not disappointed in that at all. East Coast Liquor Reviews is here. It says, cheers, everyone. East Coast, welcome to it, my dude.
Are you East Coast, like, getting hit with a blizzard?
Is it blizzarding in the East Coast?
I sent you a TikTok about it. There's, like, a history-making blizzard in Rhode Island.
I'm not on TikTok right now.
It's got, like, I saw someone walking through the snow. It was, like, up to their chest. I don't know if that's real, but I think it was. It was the TikTok sound where it's like born and they're like trucking through the snow. It's always one you see for like girls who were born in the wintertime, but then they're walking through snow in their heels for their birthdays.
Yeah, I think we have different feeds. All right, up next. Which one do we want to do here?
Just pick one. 38 inches of snow. That's insane.
Holy shite.
1 year, it was in April, and I very specifically remember this because I got stuck at this little girl's house whose parents didn't own a single shovel or gloves for us. And they wouldn't let us leave the night before because it was too dangerous, even though, first of all, I would have been fine. Second of all, one of my friend's dads was willing to pick us all up, and so we didn't have to drive our cars.
I thought it was your dad.
No. Well, my dad would have, but he had one of those trucks that go with the snow and stuff. But anyway, we were freaking stuck in this girl's house in April. It had snowed over 20 inches overnight, and this girl's parents didn't own any shovels to shovel us out. Luckily, my parents made me have a mini shovel in the back of my car in case I got stuck somewhere, and I had to use it with no gloves, by the way, because I was a teenager, so I didn't have gloves. But like, what the hell? We live in Wisconsin. Anyway, that was in April, so that's as close in my lifetime that I remember.
I remember that snowstorm.
Did you get stuck somewhere? Or did you have?
Yeah, at my ex-girlfriend's house.
Oh,
I had my Avalanche at the time, and I was out driving around.
That fucking big ass truck couldn't get through the snow.
Oh, it got through like probably about a football field's worth of unplowed. Like it was up to the running boards, and then I had to stop because she lived on a county highway, and so I had to stop to look for cars. And then once I stopped, I couldn't start again.
So you got stuck in the road.
No, I got stuck at the end of her driveway. So then I had to walk my ass all the way up her fucking driveway to get a shovel, and walk all the way, and it was a long driveway, and then walk all the way down and shovel myself out, then walk all the way back to bring the shovel back, and walk all the way back to my truck to leave.
Because your parents wouldn't let you stay?
It was probably like a Sunday or something. It wasn't nighttime, it was like the middle of the day.
It was a Saturday into a Sunday.
Yeah, whatever it was, but no, probably
we were
not.
Hanging out for Shelby's birthday.
The roads weren't that bad because the plows had gone through, but
yeah, I was stuck in a parking lot.
Yeah, actually, I jumped off a roof that day because I went to my brother's ex-girlfriend's house with my ex-girlfriend, and we went on her roof and jumped off into the snowbanks.
Interesting.
Weird.
Quite the day for you.
It was. Derek says I'm most likely wrong, but I haven't seen the Jack Daniel Heritage in Green Bay. It was at the wine cellar. They had like 30 of them, which technically isn't a pier. So, yes, it was not in Green Bay. In Rhode Island. Yeah, that's...
We didn't get his from the wine cellar.
No, but there's a bunch at the wine cellar.
Oh, I was gonna say we got his at Binny's.
Yeah.
The day you ran the red light.
Yeah.
I was very pregnant and holding ran a red light like my life didn't matter. Just to go to a donut shop inside of a grocery store.
There was a yellow arrow and no one was coming, and I was crossing into the intersection as the arrow turned red. No, it was not red, and it's much more dangerous for me to slam on my brakes than it is if no one's coming.
No one was around, so who cares?
Exactly. So why would I slam on my brakes?
Because there's cameras.
I haven't gotten a ticket yet.
You wouldn't have gotten it. We were in my parents' car.
Your parents haven't gotten a ticket yet?
Illinois only goes through their stuff every 6 months. We'll get it in May.
All right. Next up on the list is Glenn Dronick, Ode to the Embers. This bad Larry is says, the scent of smoldering peat, the warm hearth of the Highlands, and memories of times past bring us home again. Days when malt kilns cloaked barley grains in warm smoke. This is our ode to the embers, in celebration of the ways of old. A richly aromatic expression of the Glendronach, presenting intertwined notes of peat smoke with dominance of Oloroso sherry cask for spice complexity, enriched in our signature Pedro Jimenez casks. Ode to the Embers is a rare peated expression within the Master's Anthology, a collection of fine single malts from Glendronach, where our master blender invites you to experience the breadth and depth of sherry cask maturation. Each expression pursues the exceptional in character and taste, composed to celebrate different aspects of our rich and rewarding Highland single malt whiskey. And then there's tasting notes, which I don't want.
I thought you were cold. Why are you sweating so much it's leaving marks on the box?
Because I'm wearing a sweatshirt and I'm drinking.
Oh, yeah, you've had like 3 sips.
So, this is 48.4% alcohol, which is 96.8 proof. It is obviously sherry finished and peated, and it is very dark. I don't know if it's natural color, or I don't know if there's any added colors or not. I don't know where it says. But long story short, let's get to drinking it. Holy cow. On the nose, the sweet sherryness is right there with it. I mean, it is heavily sherried. There's a lot of that like sweet dessertiness. Honestly, I get a lot of caramel in here. And there is still peat, but like the peat is light, but still very noticeable. It actually blends super well with this. I'd say this is one of the most sherry forward peated whiskeys I've had. Even more sherry forward, I think, or similar to the Lafroig Kerchis, but not as pungent in terms of peat. It's like the Lafroig Kerchis in terms of like sherry finish, but less peaty. But also this is more desserty in the sherry. That's nice. That is the first thing you get is actually the sweetness, and then the peat comes through in the mid palate. And then when you swallow, you get a nice peat finish, which is really enjoyable. It is still super sweet on the palate. A little bit more of that spice comes through on the palate than it does on the nose. It is more peaty on the palate than it is on the nose, but it's like still very well blended. I think this is really, really good. Especially if you're someone who's not as into peat, but you still like some peated expressions, but you love sherry finished. Or even if you just love sherry finished in general, this is very, very good. I like this. That snowstorm, I had to get someone to plow the middle of the road so you get home.
All because I couldn't come home the night before. It would have been fine.
Crazy. Yeah, I spent most of my morning shoveling. That sucks. I hate shoveling.
Yeah, 38 inches, your back must hurt.
We've shoveled like 4 times this winter, but it was all in the same 2 weeks.
Yeah, It snowed today, but it's like not enough for like a reason to.
It snowed today, but it's gonna be warm enough soon that it
Yeah.
doesn't pay to shovel it.
I wouldn't really leave the house.
Same here, Lorianne. I remember that. Peter says I was in Montreal during the storm of the century, 6 feet in 24 hours.
Whew.
That's a lot of feet.
So, like, did your boss make you go to work? That's my question.
My old bosses never would make me go to work and stuff like that, but that's because they were older and
they didn't want to go out.
They didn't want to go to work, so they're not going to make their employees go to work. But my new boss is the kind of guy, a lot like me, where he's like, oh, it's snowing? That'll be fun to drive it. And then goes anyway, so I don't think I'll ever get another snow day. I think he wouldn't care if we texted him and say, hey, I'm not going to venture out in this. He'd be like, okay, that's fine. But I don't think he would ever like text us and say, work's canceled. Like, it just doesn't strike me as that kind of guy.
I remember when I was at Ripon, there was a 1 year we had the polar vortex. I think that was my freshman year, and they had canceled classes for the first time in 50 years. And coincidentally, the last time they had canceled classes was because of a polar vortex, like 50 years ago. And then we had this really bad snowstorm. I was in my junior year, and the school didn't cancel. But they weren't able to get in shovel because it was so bad. And all of our professors were like, yeah, I'm not walking from my car in the parking lot to the building in this if they're not shoveling. And I'm not expecting you to walk from your dorm building to here. So we didn't have class.
That's crazy.
And then after COVID, if it was bad out, we all just went on Zoom. So it's like COVID ruined everything. I didn't get snow days anymore.
Freaking COVID. Aged Oak and Agaves here says hello all. Welcome to it, Oak
That's
and
a
Agave.
fun name.
Oak and Agave.
Because it's oak like your whiskey and then agave like tequila. So you can cover more stuff.
Tequila is finished in oak as well.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it meant just like what was in it.
6 here in Bama tomorrow. Y'all keep that snow crap up in Yankeeville. 6? 6 what? Inches? 65. I was like, that doesn't make sense.
I was like, what the fuck?
I was like, 6 what? 6, 7?
65 in Alabama?
Yeah, I would take 65. That would feel so nice right now. That would feel damn near
like
hot.
Last week, I was sweating. The day it was 50 out, I had a sweater on, and me and her went to the store to walk around and purchase things I didn't need. Is that the plow? I think it's the plow.
Must be the plow.
I thought Myrta got out or something.
Well, it sounded like either someone was in our house or it was thundering, and I don't remember the last time there was thunder during a snowstorm.
I remember it happened once. It's very rare.
Yeah, well, it's because it has to be like warm snow.
Yeah, it happened one time, and I very specifically remember them talking about it on the radio, and we were pulling out of the bank that's over by Bino's house. Very specifically. I don't remember shit, but I remember that. I don't remember what I was saying.
Peter says no color added in the Glendronach.
Smoldering amber, so that's it.
The tasting notes that they give on the box is on the aroma, cinnamon spiced toffee, apple and caramelized walnut brittle intertwined with flamed orange on a smoldering open fire. That's a very in-depth tasting notes. I mean, most bottle notes are like caramel, chocolate, oak, vanilla. On the palate, it hits us with the raisin and honeyed walnut, meld with bramble ganache and smoked chocolate fudge. Ooh. And on the finish, lingering sultana, nutmeg, and treacle with wisps of smoked clove. I really like the spiced toffee note and the caramelized walnut brittle. I really like those two notes a lot. I think are really nice on the aroma. Yeah, I think those tasting notes are actually pretty decent.
Decent. You're not Schmidt. You can finish the word.
That's really good. I like it. I like it a lot. I would highly recommend buying this if you guys are into that. subbed. Okay, Agave, thank you so much.
Oh, and this isn't even like a good live stream.
It's our first live stream in weeks.
My first live stream with alcohol in months.
True.
You should go back and watch one where I used to get a little tipsy on here and just yell at everyone.
Yeah, that was those were
fun. You liked it.
fun times.
Everyone thought that I was like abusive towards Holden, but it's just because I get a little excited when I'm drinking and loud.
Oak and Agave has some 30-year Blade and Bow. That sounds delicious. I believe that has a gold-ish bottle, or like it's got gold writing on the bottle or something like that. I've definitely never seen it around here, but I'm sure 30-year-old Blade and Bow is probably pretty damn good. Bourbon and tequila reviews. So you were right.
I was right. Go suck a dick.
I was just saying tequila also gets finished in oak.
We both know I was right.
Yes, guys, go sub to Oak and Agave. Peter White went ahead and put that link up in the chat, so if you guys want to hit that and subscribe, and I will actually...
Holden will do it too, because he's a nice boy. Right?
Sure shit, there's a Blade and Bow right there. Look at that bottle.
They have cooler sub thingies than you.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Doesn't take much, okay? I'm very busy. If I put some effort into the channel, I think it could be great.
One day.
But I have about 1 hour of time every day to do whatever, and it's usually filled with studying.
It should get better because this semester Holden has like the hardest class that he's supposed to take.
I have the hardest class in basically all of college.
So it takes up the most time. So it should get easier and easier, meaning less and less studying time from here on out. Meaning we should be able to do it more often, which is good.
Yeah, I'm excited to have some more free time. That's for sure. All right, up next. Oh, Dan Vito says, it's Wisconsin. It snows and gets cold. Give me sunny and 80.
Give it like a month.
True. Where's Sugar Kitty at? He usually does all this stuff. I know.
That's
what the
I
hell?
thought. Where the heck is Sugar Kitty?
He's on strike because I didn't.
Upset with us.
He's on strike because I didn't send him the.
You didn't send that?
When have I had time to do anything?
You can't put a box together and put it in the mail. You don't have to put it in the mail. You could literally just give it to my mom. Or you could have told me that you didn't do it. I could have put it together and I could have sent it out while I was.
I've said it like 8 times in the last 2 weeks. I got it.
Because you didn't say it to me.
I haven't sent Sugar Kitty his winning thing from the giveaway yet. He's got a Glencairn, a sample of whiskey, and a ornament, I believe. The winning one for this year, which was that store pick of the toasted barrel. Yeah. I just haven't sent it out because I literally, if there's one thing that shows how much little time I have is I couldn't even fucking mail something.
I could have, but he didn't tell me. I thought you did it right away.
I wish I did it right away.
No, you shut up.
It's too much whiskey. Oh, I'm gonna be drunk while I continue my studies.
Well, sometimes you need a little extra.
Yeah, but I need to do good on this exam.
You will do good.
Up next. Lagavulin 11-year Sweet Peat. I don't know much about this one because it just came out.
But if you want it, there's 1 million bottles at Costco.
I do know that this bottle is just so... Can you...
I thought you were done. My eyes are closed.
I love the way Lagavulin bottles look. They're just such a classy looking bottle. I don't know what it is, but when I drink Lagavulin, it makes me feel fancy. So this is 11 years old. It is 43% alcohol by volume. It's called Sweet Peat because it is aged in bourbon casks, in first fill bourbon casks. On the bottle it says, "Oh thou my muse, guid old Scotch drink, whether throw..."
Would you like me to try? Would you like me to try? I know Gaelic.
Whether throw Vimplin worms. What? I'm speaking the wrong fucking line. Whether throw Wimplin worms, thou jink, or richly brown ream ore, the brink in glorious fame, inspire me till I lisp an old wink to sing thy name.
Yeah, you sound drunk. Let me see if any of those words are something I recognize from Duolingo.
Okay. It is 105 calories for 1.5 ounces. On the box, it says, peat, smoke, and sweetness, often thought to be opposites, are the foundations of an exceptional Isle dram. For this expression of Lagavulin, a delightful sweetness emerges through rich peat smoke, creating a perfect balance of flavors. Aged for 11 years and exclusively in first fill American oak ex-bourbon casks, sweet peat has been carefully crafted by our master blender, Dr. Stuart Morrison, to create a rich and layered taste of Islay. Deep under, there's some tasting notes. Let the layered taste of Lagavulin invite you in. Enjoy Lagavulin 11-year-old sweet peat. Now, this was only $55. This is very cheap in terms of what I consider peated, like a decent peated scotch.
It was like $60 at Costco, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, more expensive at Costco.
It is sweet and peaty.
Peaty.
I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna leave you guys hanging there, but it is honestly, it's got more of like a vanilla sweetness and a light stone fruitiness into it, which I like. I love a good stone fruity peated scotch, especially. Ever since I've had this Kilkerran, I was like, stone fruit and peat, call my name. But yeah, no, it's a lot of that, like, more of a vanilla-y sweetness, like a metallic vanilla. Still very peaty on the nose, but still not as peaty as some of, like, the more peated ones. I want to say I get a hint of a eucalyptus note on the nose, which I have had before in something like this, but not often. It's not very strong, but I do get that. And I like it. Let's get on the palate.
Tasty.
Oh yeah, on the palate, really sweet. That metallic vanilla coming through on the palate immediately. The peat is kind of more of like an ashy, smoky peat. Not really as much of a meaty peat. It's more of like an ashy peat. It definitely has this nice blended quality to it where it's like the layers of it are not astringent in any one direction. It's just kind of like layered nicely on top of each other. $55. I mean, yeah, if you like peated whiskey, buy it. I mean, here's the thing. Peated scotch ain't cheap. But $55 in today's market is pretty cheap. So when you buy a $55 peated scotch, sometimes, not always, you expect it to maybe be not as good as others. And that's not entirely true. There's a lot of $50 to $60 scotches, like core lineups like Lefroy and whatnot, where it's like good stuff. But this is very good. I mean, like, for the price, very good. Now, if I were paying normal Lagavulin prices for this, I still think it's good, but maybe I wouldn't be as keen at $100. But like $55 is crazy work. Peter says Sugar Cutie has more samples than he knows what to do with. That is very true. Then he says WTF, which I don't know what he's WTFing.
Little poem you read.
Oh, did you want to try reading it?
If any of those words are Gaelic, I haven't gotten to that point. But I did read it in my head.
Caesar Para 1644 says, how much did that juice cost? About 55 smackers is how much it costed. Yeah, pretty good though. Yeah, I want to say there's really some kind of like eucalyptusy note in here. It's crushable too. It's very easy to drink. I actually had Casey over for poker on Friday, and he had some of this. And he even said like he could get a bottle of this and just absolutely crush it. It's one of those bottles. Though the box pisses me off because it opens in this direction. Like all the other Scotch boxes open from the back.
A misprint one, and that's why yours was cheaper than Costco.
No, I don't think so. But that is the Lagavulin Sweet Peat. Next on the list, we have everyone's favorite peated Scotch, Laphroaig 10-year. This is one of the most polarizing Scotches. I'd say this is beginner's worst nightmare when it becomes a Scotch. I firsthand know what it's like to have my first peated Scotch and have it be absolutely terrible. And it was all because of Laphroaig. I have since learned to like peated Scotch. And because of that, I've gotten another bottle of, my first bottle of Laphroaig 10-year. I'd never bought a bottle before because I had it at the bar and it was terrible. But back then I didn't like peat. Now I do. So, let's see how much my opinion changed. Small pours. Got to keep myself sober here. Now, I like a lot of expressions from Laphroaig. I love the lore. I love the Carrichis cask favorites. Both of those are very good expressions. This 10-year-old, like I said, this is maybe one of the most aggressively peated Scotches, and especially more in terms of the fact that there's like a very strong iodine medicinal note in here that a lot of people just don't jive with. I, however, do in fact jive usually with that kind of stuff nowadays. So let's just go ahead and see what the old Laphroaig 10-year has to do with me. Wow, Band-Aid Central. Now, if you guys remember, Lauren, when she was pregnant, loved the smell of peated Scotch.
I can't even smell it anymore. And when I was pregnant, I could smell it when you open up a bottle. I mean, it doesn't smell as bad as before I was pregnant, but it's not the same.
This is very Band-Aidy, very peaty, medicinal. All the notes that people say about it is so true. Especially the Band-Aid note on the nose. I just get that like Band-Aidy note in here. I don't dislike it though, which is a huge difference because back in the day I thought it was terrible, but after all the different kind of peated Scotches I've had, I think like this really complements like the smoke that they have going on in here. Time to taste it. The medicinal aspect of this that maybe I once hated, now to me rounds out that peat smoke so well. Now this is some of the most ashy peat that you'll ever taste in Scotch, in my opinion. It is straight like cigar ash and bottom of a wet fire pit type smoke, but it complements very well with that super medicinal, almost like cherry flavor in the palate. I get more of that like medicinal red fruitiness and medicinal like sweetness on the palate, whereas on the nose that medicinalness comes through and like I said, that Band-Aidy flavor. I like it now. I like it. I don't think it's as bad as when I used to drink it.
You had it one time.
That one time. Peter White says, support a Balmainic 14-year first fill sherry, 62.6% Gordon and MacPhail. I would like to get my hands on a bottle of good Gordon MacPhail. I think there are a couple options at Total Wine around here, but not one's good enough for me to buy. And at least not ones I want to spend money on. Bourbon Neophyte Anthony is here, says that I hear the word Pete. Who's Pete? Yes, he did. Yes, we are drinking some peated scotch. Actually, you missed it earlier. I did start with the Jack Daniel's Heritage Barrel, which was very good. If you haven't had it, highly recommend. But yes, we're diving into the peated realm. We have about 15 minutes left of the live stream. I know it's a short live stream today, and next week should be a lot longer. Maybe not a lot longer, but I am on paternity leave for the next 2 weeks. Unfortunately, I have a huge exam tomorrow, which means I have to study because I really need a good grade on this one because the last one I didn't do so hot. But next week I have no exams and nothing else to do except for stay at home all day because I'm on paternity leave and live stream on Tuesday night. So also, since a lot of you guys are in here, we are going to be moving live stream day, unfortunately, but it has to happen. So I think starting in May, I want to say May, April or May. Starting in April or May, we're going to start live streaming on a different day of the week. I think it's May.
No, I think it was June.
It's not June.
Because I had quit my job already on the first week. I quit my job the day of the first week.
I think it's the last week of May.
I quit my job in June.
I think it's the last week of May.
Okay, unless it starts earlier this year.
Nope. I'm pretty sure that's when it started last year.
The first game was the day I quit my job. If I would have quit my job in May, I would have gotten paid out my PTO. Because I didn't give a 30-day notice, remember? I gave a 28-day notice.
28 days. That pissed me off. That will continue to piss me off for the rest of my existence. The Green Bay Slappers. That's our team name this year.
You didn't explain what you were doing.
Huh?
You didn't explain what you were doing.
Oh, yeah.
Holden's volleyball league is on Tuesdays this year. So we need to move it.
My entire team of volleyball that I normally play on Wednesday decided that they're too cool for volleyball. So this year I'm on a different volleyball team. And we play on Tuesdays now instead of Wednesdays, which means the live stream is going to have to move. Now, I'm not going to fully decide what day the live stream is going to be until I continue talking with all the people who watch other live streams. So if you guys have particular days of the week that you think would be a good day for me to live stream, and I know there's a lot of people who live stream, and you guys watch other channels, and you may not be able to watch me on some days more than others. It is what it is, but I have very little free time in my life lately and in the foreseeable future because of school. And I need an outlet, and I really like playing volleyball once a week, so I got to make that work, and that means the live stream's going to have to get moved. So
I think you should do it on a Sunday.
I can't do it on a Sunday because that's literally the one night I have a week where I can breathe before a week full of school.
But do it in the morning.
Huh?
Morning drinking.
I could. Well, if I was doing that, then I could just jump on Scotch Down Under and.
Oh, that's Sundays?
Yeah, Saturdays and Sundays in the mornings.
Oh, Jesus.
Which I could do from time to time. If I don't live stream, I could always live stream on Sunday mornings. The thing is, then I have to spend all Sunday with a buzz. The last time I went on Scotch Down Under's,
buzz and make that a brewery day for us.
Last time I went to Scotch Down Under's live stream, I ended up drinking until 2 in the afternoon, starting at like 10 a.m. And I had gone through so many bottles that I was like stumbling around. I think you were working at Station 1, and I was at home just drinking, and I drank a lot. And then I bought Vegemite and all that stuff, and it's still sitting up in the cupboard upstairs. But anyway, so long story short, that's that.
What are you looking for?
Season starts May 26th.
So it starts a week earlier.
Pretty sure that's when it started last year.
No, it was June. Swear to God.
Okay.
I'm going to smack you.
Peter White says, my first peated scotch was Lefroy Quarter Cask. Not the best idea, but worked out fine. See, I feel like the Quarter Cask has got to be less aggressive than the 10-year. Now, I haven't had the quarter cask, but I just know that the other two limited release for Lafroigs that I've had have been drastically easier to drink than this. But yeah. The 11-year-old Lagavulin is about $70 to $80 depending on where you are.
Yeah, it's $69 at Costco.
Well, there is another 11-year-old Lagavulin that is the Offerman edition, Nick Offerman's Lagavulin. So every year Nick Offerman comes out with Lagavulin limited edition. This past year I think was rum finished, and that one is a little bit more expensive than this one. This one for me was only $60.
It was $50 before.
$55, 60 after tax, or about 60 at Costco. Freud 10 cast strength is the one you need. I know. There's a few times I almost bought a cast strength version, and I haven't, but I will eventually, probably soon. Lafroig is robust peat. It isn't heavily peated like Octomore, for example. Yes, it is a very pungent tasting notes in the old Lafroig 10. Dan Bino says, me, sorry, don't like. I don't like it.
Yeah, he didn't like it.
Bino does not like his peated scotch. Look for Connoisseur's Choice releases when looking for a Gordon fail. Connoisseur's Choice. See, I think I have 2 available bottles to me, in any given year at our Total Wines because they just suck. But I'll remember that. Connoisseur's Choice. I am a connoisseur. You know what else we could drink? Not today, but soon. Some Ardbeg Dark Cove single malt Scotch whiskey.
So he can send you that and you can get it in the mail, but you can't send Sugar Kitty his?
This arrived at my house.
So someone else
I literally had no
priority.
Someone else doesn't have a full-time job, full-time school, and newborn kid.
He could have all those things for all you know.
Yeah, but it's all of them at the same time. That's tough. How long is your maternity leave for? Well, I got 2 weeks when baby first came out. Well, I get 4 weeks in total. Lauren gets 6. I took 2 when the baby first came. Then we went through the rest of Lauren's 6 weeks, which ended today. And then I used my second 2 weeks starting today until 2 weeks from now. So I get 2 more weeks starting today. Don't eat that stuff. You will be sorry. Vegemite. I haven't tried it yet, but I wanted to do it on Scotch Down Under's channel, but I haven't been on because I just haven't had time to day drink in a while. Quarter cask is 10 times more aggressive than the 10. LOL. Oh, really?
Apparently.
Now I'm curious. Now I want to try some quarter cask.
I think if I sit her down, she'll cry. Because I can't feel my legs.
You can try it. God made nookies for a reason. Or a tutor. A tutor, as Casey calls it.
A tutor?
A tutor.
Who calls it that?
Casey.
Why?
Casey calls a nook a tutor. Where you mean a nook or a pacifier? It's I call it a tutor. Anyway. The Hoffman edition was rum finished, no release for 2026 yet. Yes, that is correct. I have all the Offermans. I'm not a fan of the charred oak. It's drinkable a few years later. I've only tried the rum finished Offerman because her dad had it.
Oh, there he is.
Oh yeah,
you
look
can
at
ask
that.
him all the
Literally,
things
yeah. Yikes! 12 months in Canada for maternity leave.
Mm-hmm.
Maternity or paternity?
Maternity.
If she had worked at her job for more than.
If I'd worked at my job for a year and then I had the baby, I would have got 12 weeks.
Yes.
Because of FMLA.
But she literally was pregnant before getting the job, so we were happy to get anything at all, to be honest.
Yeah, they're very nice. They didn't fire me.
Not that they can. Legally.
I think you can because
you didn't tell them?
Well, I think because it was before. So it's like a predetermined condition or whatever.
Oh. Cheers, Holden and Lauren and Whiskey Friends. Richie Z, welcome to it, my dude. I'm glad to see you here. Just finishing up on this Lafroig 10. Unfortunately, you're coming in at the end of the live stream because we only have about 5, maybe 10 minutes while I do the Ardnaho before we cut it off because I have to study for Calculus 2 exam, which, by the way, don't ever take, or you'll regret it.
You're almost halfway done, though. Because spring break is... So this is what's going to happen. So he gets his paternity leave this week and next week. Then he goes back to work for 1 week, and then he has spring break. So we might skip a week and then have another live stream that next week. Just so you know. Like the week... That's St. Patty's Day.
Oh, we'll be in Chicago.
No, we might go to Chicago that weekend.
All right. Last but most certainly not least, because we all know that I'm a proof whore, we have the Ardnahoe cask strength 5-year-old Scotch whiskey. Now, this is an Islay single malt Scotch whiskey composed exclusively of spirits matured in first fill ex-bourbon barrels. Hand selected for their fullness of character, this whiskey has been bottled at natural cask strength. So, if you guys remember, I had the Ardnahoe inaugural release. Drank that right before we had the baby on the last live stream that we had before this one. And that one was very, very good. So when I went to the store and I saw that they had a cask strength version, which, by the way, was new, and I didn't even realize that it was a thing, you can bet your bottom dollar that I was going to have one. So here we are, one Ardnahoe in hand. Now we're going to drink for you guys. When I say we, I mean me. Although I could let Lauren try it now that she's not pregnant.
I wasn't offered any, so... Did you start liking scotches before I was pregnant?
I think I started Scotch the beginning of last year. So yes, I think at the beginning of last year we went to Chicago, right in the beginning
for
our anniversary. I started drinking Scotch. I think it was like 2 weeks after we got back from Chicago.
So,
but I remember just missing the opportunity to go to Binny's, and then I was like, great, now I like peated Scotch, and I can't go to Binny's. Yeah, that's one of the things I'm most excited for. Is I had been to a few Binny's since getting into peated Scotch, but the two largest, highest selection Binny's that I've ever been to are the two in Chicago, and I haven't been to either one of those since I've gotten into peated Scotch. And every time I go to a Binny's like in Rockford or the other one, Gurney, every time I go to either one of those ones, it's like heaven for peated Scotch. So I can only imagine the other stores that have a way bigger selection. It's gonna be epic. I'm gonna spend so much money. Oh boy, here we go. She's gonna be hungry in 2 minutes. In 1 minute and 10 seconds. You can opt for 18 months in Canada. 18 months in Canada. Did he say 12 weeks or months before?
Months.
Wait, I thought he said weeks.
You would get months? And I would get 18 months?
No, he said 12 months for maternity.
Oh, who said?
He said 18 months if you want to get paid less.
Oh, so
that's a long
for 12 months?
A year and a half?
That's why other countries have different vaccine things than the U.S. Because the U.S. it's very normal for a baby to go to daycare where they might get diseases. But in other countries, when they just stay home, they're less likely to get them, so they don't need the vaccination.
That's crazy. That's diabolical. All right.
Most other countries have much longer than the United States.
Ardnahoe cask strength. Let's get this bad boy on the nose before Claire has a fit. Lauren might actually need to.
I need to pick her back up. I tried, everyone.
Bounce around your knee a little bit.
My legs were numb. Yeah,
all right.
I stopped crying when I did that.
This is honestly very, very good. Ardnahoe is a young distillery, one of the youngest in Islay, if not the youngest in Islay, I think, that makes their own whiskey. I do get a really nice stone fruitiness on the nose. The proof is obviously there. It smells full body. It has that peat, but it's like a sweet peat, like a vanilla, like butter cookie with that stone fruitiness and peatiness. Night and day. Now, this is cask strength, and I'm a proof whore, and most of the other scotches aren't. And normally scotch does actually still have a very full-bodied mouthfeel, even for being lower proof. But this is literally sticky, like tacky, in my mouth for how thick it is and rich it is. The stone fruit in the palate of this is insane. Honestly, I'd say this could probably give the Kilkerran a run for its money in terms of good stone fruity character with that peat. They're both high proof, both heavily peated. Oh, that Kilkerran, the Kilkerran has a like sea spray aspect that this doesn't have. This is strictly on the stone fruity peated side of things, but it is so good. Man, that is honestly the best one that I've had all night. Yeah, that's good. Now the Heritage, I'm gonna leave the Heritage out of that because that one's a completely different monster. That one's delicious, but it's also a bourbon. So out of the scotches I've had, I'd say that this Ardnahoe is a heavy favorite. Then I think I'd go Glendronach, and then I'd say a tie between the Lafroig and the Lagavulin. But this is really good. Now, while I have a lot of you guys here, if you guys have any 2 cents on what day you think I should live streams, should live stream in the future, starting on the end of May, we'll be doing a day that's different than Tuesday. So either Monday, Wednesday, or Thursday.
And we'll go back to Tuesday in the fall.
And we'll go back to Tuesdays in the fall. But if there's a day that you guys think is going to work the best, I really would like to know that. Otherwise, I'm just going to end up picking one that works best for me. And it's just going to have to be the way it is. Now, Anthony says that I should finish off with a pour of the Octomore 15.3. And I'm not one to argue with people, so I'm just going to have to do it.
He argues with me.
Well, I'm never arguing if you're telling me to drink scotch.
I'll tell you where to shove it.
How was that beer?
Not bad.
Not bad or really good?
You just give me a lot for a Tuesday night.
It's a pint.
The big pint.
Out of all my beers that I've made, how do you rank that one?
I don't remember the other ones.
What's like you initially like? Do you think like top 5, top 3,
Have you made
top 10?
5 beers?
I've made like 15 beers.
That I've had?
You've tried every one of them.
I don't remember.
In fact, I think these 3 and maybe one other one or 2 other ones are the only ones you haven't had.
I didn't have the one that you made for your dad. I didn't have the one you made for my dad. I didn't have the Festy one. I had the Munich Dunkel because you had it last year, and I had your one Oktoberfest, but I didn't have your other one from this year.
Oh, this is just honestly the best looking bottle. Something about this Octomore, the like shaded glass that there's a name for it that I just can't remember.
Booyah.
But fog glass, tempered glass, no. I don't know what it's called, but we are going to be drinking Octomore 15.3 with a peat part per million of 307.2. Not that that means anything. Obviously, you guys know that is pre-distillation. So in terms of how smoky it makes it, doesn't really matter. But it is a fun little thing to have on there. It's finished in bourbon and Oloroso sherry casks. It is 5 years old and 61.3% alcohol. That's 122.6 proof. And I love this bottle. So one of my favorite bottles on the shelf. And it's a very, very special bottle for me because it's very expensive. And it's one of those bottles that like I was able to buy it and enjoy it. And it's kind of like a I made it bottle, even though I didn't do anything special to get it. I just
Bought it.
I bought it, but I'm able to appreciate it. You know, like back in the day, if I were to buy something like this, I would have felt like, oh yeah, that's pretty good. But like nowadays, it's like, oh, I can really appreciate how good it is. Yeah, so the ppm is 307.2 part per million, peat parts per million, which again is pre-distillation, so it doesn't mean a whole lot in terms of how peaty it is, but it does mean that before distillation it was very, very, very peated. Frosted glass, yes, like a frosted glass.
Frosty.
Richie says Thursdays, so we got one vote for Thursdays. I'll probably keep asking because we got a while before that comes, so I'll probably ask every week just in case people have differing opinions. But for now, we have one vote for Thursdays, and
didn't Pino say Thursday too?
We'll keep that in mind. Probably. Phenols per million. Phenols. Yes, phenols. My favorite. My favorite wife got me the 3 Octomores for Christmas that I will be reviewing. First of all, that's fucking awesome. If I could get all 3 Octomores for a year, I would lose my mind.
I'd be Holden's favorite wife then too.
Yeah. Second of all, the grammar on that one makes it sound like you have multiple wives, which no judgment if you do. But my favorite, his favorite of his wives got him the 3 Octomores.
Is he from
Las Vegas?
Utah?
Nevada. He's from Las Vegas. He lives in Vegas, or by Vegas.
Yes, but in Utah, you can have multiple wives.
You get one wife.
Not in Utah.
One wife. I don't know. You know what that's from?
Yes, New Girl. I just watched it.
Oh. It just smells so good and rich. There's just a note in here that I can't quite place. It's like a buttery,
Buttery popcorn? Like her poop? I don't smell butter.
I get what is it with me getting like a toothpastey note in some of these peated scotches? I swear to God, I have gotten more like toothpaste notes in these peated scotches than I've gotten in any kind of whiskey I've ever drank.
Even from Eagle Rare?
It smells incredible. Sweet, very spicy, very peaty. Let's get on the palate. Coffee. I just got a really good coffee note in the finish of that. Like I swallowed, a second went by, boom, coffee. That's really good. I think it's the first time I got that note in that, and I like that note a lot. Coffee. At first, it was like that, like sweet kind of like spicy, peat, and then in the finish, it's like a really, really nice like roasty, toasty coffee note.
Roasty, toasty.
Roasty, toasty. Thursday works, says Peter. So we got 2 votes for Thursdays. We're gonna do Thursday. Happy wives, happy lives. Indeed. I only have one, so she is a favorite. Hey, my one is my favorite too. But honestly, all 3 the set of Octomores is insane. I had seen all 3 at Total Wine down in Appleton. Almost every time I've gone there in the last couple months or couple weeks or however long they've had it. And the urge to buy those every time I walk past them is immense. Like trying not to buy them is insane.
Insane.
But if I was going to spend that much money on a bottle of peated scotch, it would be the Compass Box Celestial. Peter says to move to Utah so we can have more wives.
Peter, you don't want to move to the U.S.
Yeah, it's kind of a shit show
We may
here.
have beat you in the Olympics, but I think that's about it.
Oh, burn! Careful, that's probably such a subject.
I heard it's such a subject. They're upset that the U.S. beat them at their own sport, blah, blah, blah.
Do I see Springbank 15 on that shelf? Yes, sir, you do.
He's got quite the eye because I can't even see this right there.
This is a very, very good bottle. Casey loves this bottle. You might actually like this bottle a lot too. It's not peated. It's very sherry for. I mean, there maybe is a tiny, itsy bitsy, tiny little bit of like smokiness in it, but nothing I could ever tell. But it's very sherry forward and coastal, and like, I love honestly a very coastal whiskey. That like sea spray that gets in there is very, very, very good. That Green Label Springbank is the 15. Yes, it is. The coffee note was because of the Lafroig. No, I really do get a coffee note in this. It's particular on the palate. It's in the finish. It's very strong, like coffee note. Hell yeah. Nah, enjoy your victory. Honestly, Peter, I didn't even watch it. I just know that it happened and it's pretty cool. But I'm not a very like Olympics guy, so
we were getting into the curling.
Yeah, we watched some curling. We went to a brewery and watched some curling. So
we also went to St. Brendan's Inn and watched curling.
True. You need Old Pulteney for coastal. Old Pulteney. What's that bottle look like? I've definitely heard of that. Can't picture it. Old Pulteney. Oh yeah. So that's pretty coastal, huh? I like the coastal, like a sea salt caramel almost. Your jersey is all I care about. This jersey, or America's Team USA jersey. Because if this is a jersey you care about, me too. Old Pulteney is a coastal highland. That's good. All right. That being said, it is 15 minutes past when I said I was going to stop. But we did start a little early, so we're not actually too far off schedule here. I have got hella questions to solve for math yet tonight to study for the exam tomorrow. I want to do really good, so I hope you can all wish me luck. Peter White says, Bills, hashtag go Bills, hashtag Josh Allen is my Lord and Savior. Just kidding. Kind of. But no, in all seriousness, I feel like the Bills, if they could just get a receiver this year, like if they got A.J. Brown, if they traded for A.J. Brown, like there's talks of them doing, or even like, honestly, just drafting a nice young talent and wide receiver and pad up their defense a bit. Bills will be in the Super Bowl, baby. But that being said, make sure you guys are all hitting the like button like Richie Z said. Like the like. I'm sure Kitty wasn't here today, but I'll get him on the next one. I'll have to just say lick the like for him since he's the only like licker around here.
It's getting a little dirty.
But thank you all for being here. Make sure you guys are going and check out all the other channels like Bourbon Neophyte. If you guys aren't subscribed to him, go ahead and subscribe to him. I know most of you probably are because Anthony's been around and he knows how to make good content. So Richie says, cheers to Holden and Lauren. Hey, thank you guys. Make sure you guys have a good night and we'll see you all in the next class. Cheers. Bye-bye. Say bye, Claire. Wave bye.
Bye-bye.